got my medicine. You think I'm a mess, but I'm making sense. I feel it in my skeleton. I know I'm intense, I'll cut the suspense. I'm here to take down everyone. I'm here to take down everyone. I'm here to rumble. I've got danger in my favor, like a razor. I'm here to rumble. Diamond breaker, it's my nature. Get ready for thunder, 'cause I'm here to rumble. I'm here to rumble. I'm here to rumble. Yeah, I'm here to rumble. I'm here to rumble now. I'm here to rumble. Listen to me now, listen to me now. It's coming down to the two of us. Let me show you how, listen to me now. It's coming down to the two of us. Listen to me now, listen to me now. It's coming down to the two of us. Let me show you how, listen to me now. It's coming down to the two of us. I'm here to rumble. I'm here to rumble. I've got danger in my favor, like a razor. I'm here to rumble. Diamond breaker, it's my nature. Get ready for thunder. I'm here to rumble. I've got danger in my favor, like a razor. I'm here to rumble. Diamond breaker, it's my nature. Get ready for thunder. I'm here to rumble.
And welcome to another edition of Off the Glass, the Oak Ridge High School Basketball Coaches Show. We appreciate you joining us here as we get ready for the close of the 2020-2021 season. We've got some special guests with us here today on the set to my right here. And we'll flip to their shot here in a second, and I'll introduce them to you. There we are. We've got Kayla Foon on the left. We've got Cannon Green in the middle, and Emily Lindsay on the set here. The three youngest of the varsity players on the team. We've got a freshman and two sophomores on the set here. Ladies, first off, thanks a lot for joining us here. Let's talk about the season here, and we'll talk more individually here in a minute. But I just want to get a general feel on the season. You've made it really to the final ball game coming up Friday against Fulton. Was there a time in the preseason that you thought maybe because of COVID that we wouldn't have a season after last year? Microphone.
At Christmas, we were off for like a week because of sickness, and I think that's the only time that I've really doubted if we were going to get to finish, and everybody was kind of questioning it. But
one of the things, and that was Cannon Green right there. Her mother is Paige Taylor, the head coach. And Cannon, I'm going to stick with you for a second here. You have more experience, obviously, than Kate and Emily. Coming into this year, what were your expectations on the team?
Honestly, I expected a lot, and I just expected everybody to work hard and have good attitudes, which I think we've accomplished. We've all been working really hard, and I don't know, I just had really high expectations, and I still do.
Emily, let me talk to you. You're a sophomore. Got your first start last night. How was that for you?
It was pretty good. It was actually fun and cool that I got to actually start for my first time. So yeah.
Yeah. So you're a sophomore, and you're, I guess, what would be your position? You played post last night. Are you a post or are you a wing? What is your position?
I would guess I would be a 4, which is a post player and a guard. So I guess I'm in between, or it just depends in the situation of playing, I guess, wise.
Let's pass it to Kate here for a second here. Kate, you're a freshman from the Robertsville program that incidentally is headed to the state tournament again. Let me ask you, I'm going to ask you other questions here in a bit, but Robertsville's headed to the state tournament again. I think their first game is Friday when you all are playing at Fulton. What was it like for you playing in that tournament last year?
It was definitely a learning experience, and I started in 7th grade, so I only played with those girls mostly that one year in 8th grade, and I thought it was just amazing, like going to state and getting to play in those games and getting a real feel for like those high pressure games, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
Well, what do you think their chances are of winning it this year?
I think they're pretty high. I mean, they lost Tink and I and another player, and they're just good basketball players, and I think they've got it in the bag. I'm really hoping they win.
Let me pass it back to Cannon here once again. Cannon, you've been around the basketball program, the boys and the girls, all your life basically since you all came to Oak Ridge. You've been around state tournament teams on the girls and guys, to be honest with you. What will it take for you guys to get to a state tournament? You've lost a couple ball games in a row. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But what's it going to take to get you to that level?
I think it's going to take all of us buying in and really coming together and getting that chemistry both on the court and off the court, and just everybody being a factor and everybody buying into it.
Emily, your role has changed a bit. Last year, you were not on the varsity team.
Yeah.
You were, so you have had to. You played, I think I counted 9-10 games, I guess, this year that you've gotten into this year.
Oh, yeah.
For any substantial reason. What was it like coming into a program? We lost Talia, Rajay, Brianna. I mean, we lost a good class. I'm forgetting some people, but what was it like to join this group and know that you're probably going to get a chance to play this year?
It was like pretty great. I needed to work harder to earn my spot and to prove myself that I can go into the game and do what I need to do and rebound and stuff. So
I'm going to roll some highlights here, Dylan, if you do that for us. And you had a busy week last week, and you'll see this. This was, I guess, the beginning against, I've gone blank, Campbell County was your first. And, Cannon, you've been around it. Campbell County has been a major rival for us the last several years. What was it like playing against them this year? A little bit different. They didn't have Madison Brady, the big post player they've had in the past, but what was it like playing against them this year and last year?
Obviously, like you said, it's always a competition when we play Campbell County, but I feel like the expectations were a little bit different this year because they didn't have Brady, and they're mostly guards, and so I don't know. It was just it felt like a completely different game, and obviously a completely different team.
Your mother has said to me on numerous occasions over the years that her favorite place to coach at, besides obviously our place, is up in Campbell County. What's the environment like up there playing? Obviously this year was different than last year, but what's it like going up there in a normal year at Campbell County?
It's always really competitive. The fans are always into it. It's just a really heightened atmosphere, and there's a lot of competition, and it's really competitive, and it's a game of adrenaline. And
Emily, let me ask you something here. You get to share the court with one of the greatest players that have ever played basketball for the Lady Wildcats, and there she is right there, Kamari Mitchell-Steen. She's already 6th on the all-time scoring list. She's moving up the list. I nominated her amongst many for Miss Basketball. I don't know if she'll win that, but I think she's well deserving. Mm-hmm. Talk about the speed of the game compared to the junior varsity or freshman level. Playing with somebody as quick as Kamari out there. What's it like, the speed of the game this year compared to last year?
it was a lot faster, and for junior varsity, it was kind of slow, not really that fast. But then for varsity, she has a lot of speed and gets down the court and hustles, so it's a lot different with speed-wise.
Kate, let me ask you. Obviously, middle school ball is much different from high school ball. You've gotten into several varsity ball games. Talk about the speed of the game comparison from middle school to having to play in some varsity ball games.
Yeah, when I was at middle school, we always played fast, and I definitely think it's like the next level when you come up to high school, and the intensity is really high, and it's just all around more competitive up here.
Cannon, let's go back to you here as the more experienced varsity player. This is the Catholic game played on Saturday. Catholic was a lot better, honestly, than I thought they were. What was their biggest asset? What gave you all the most problems in this ball game?
Honestly, their zone, like their 2-3, we've had a hard time playing against like Carnes, and Catholic obviously gave us a hard time, and so I think that was the biggest struggle.
Yeah, the Carnes games kind of stand out to me too, and Coach Taylor doesn't like talking about the Carnes game, so we kind of brush those by real quick. But what was the difference in those ball games? You played, honestly, in my personal opinion, your worst ball games against Carnes this year. Why? Just the zone? Was that mainly the reason, or maybe lack of respect from previous Carnes teams?
I feel like the lack of respect might have been a factor, especially in the first game, and maybe even a little bit in the second game, because we all were like, that was just an off night for us the first game. But also their zone, like we just struggle against a 2-3, especially like their 2-3, and so I don't know, I think both of those played a factor in that.
That was the Catholic game. This was from last night, Cleveland, and ladies, I've got to tell you, that was one of the more frustrating ends to a ball game. Thinking about the Powell game, it was kind of similar to the Powell game the first time you rolled around, because you really dominated the ball game. There's Emily, your bucket right there. I don't know if you saw it, but that was your bucket. But it was kind of like the Powell game, just that the pressure there at the end just caused you some difficulties. Talk about all three of you that ball game. Kate, I know you didn't get in, but talk about that ball game last night.
I think the first half, like our coach, my mom was saying, like that first half was a really good game both ways, offensively and defensively, and in the second half it was completely different, and I think we were really good the first half, and it just kind of fell apart in the second half.
Yeah, I thought you were too. I thought defensively you held down Blair. I mean, when we were down in Cleveland, almost a month ago, I mean, she just ran all over us. She had 30 points. I think Kamari had 30. She had 30. But you all did a much better job defensively against her. Different planning Emily, I'll ask you, in practice, getting ready for her? Was to get ready for number 33. I don't know if you know her name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did you all do anything special in practice to get ready for her?
We played against the boys junior varsity, so we got ready for Cleveland. So we played defense against them since they're like a lot bigger, and they got some players on their team that are kind of like Blair. So we were prepared for doing that way.
Let me get back to Cannon here. As you're in your final regular season ball game coming up here, and you've been through it before. You were a role player last year. You started all 20 games, like 21 games, whatever it is, this year. Are you all starting to get tired at this stage of the year? Just leg worry? Because I noticed Kamari's shots last night looked a little. She does everything. I mean, just to be honest with you, she does everything. She rebounds, she steals, she scores, and everything. Are your legs getting tired, or is that even a factor?
I feel like it's not. It was a factor. There was a period of time, or there was a stretch where we were playing 3 or 4 games a week for 2 or 3 weeks straight, and I think at that time that was really hard. But I think I don't think we've gotten tired as much recently. But I feel like coming up, like we're just trying to prepare because it's going to get faster and there's going to be more games and more important games and bigger games, and so I think we will get tired, but I don't think we are right now.
Tell me about these last 2 ball games, the mindset of the team after losing 2 in a row. I mean, that's for you all. You haven't done that. I mean, that's kind of something new. In fact, since your mom's been the coach, Coach Taylor, we've never lost 3 in a season before. So obviously, we don't want to start on Friday, but what is the mindset of the team after the 2 losses?
I think we're all just frustrated in a way that we kind of let it go last night in the second half. Like we didn't do a very good job of finishing the game all the way and putting two halves together. And so I think we were all kind of just sitting like frustrated, maybe even disappointed, like hitting ourselves in the head, like replaying every mistake we made. But I also think we're trying to let it go, and we came to practice today with that behind us and with a new mindset and just getting ready for Fulton on Friday.
Okay. Fulton is the next game Friday. District tournament will begin for you all, I believe, on a week from Friday, the 20th or 19th or 20th. So you're the number one seed. You get a chance to play at home. How special is it going to be for you to play? Of course, a little different. Last year we did it anyway because we were hosting. But this year, because you all won the regular season championship, you get a chance to host the tournament. How important is that in this particular year?
I think that's really important, especially COVID and everything. We get that home court advantage. We practice on those courts every day. We're going to have our home fans. Like, it's just going to, it'll be a form of motivation for us and a comfort level almost too.
You're a sophomore. You've got a freshman to your right and a sophomore to your left who have not played in a district tournament before. Are you somebody that gives advice as a leader? Are you a leader yet? I know you're only a sophomore, and we've got, Hope and Kamari as seniors, and then the junior class, Samaj and, Gracie. And are you a leader with these girls or on the team in general?
I think Kamari and Hope are definitely the two leaders on our team. I try to, say positive things here and there, or say it's okay, just let it go if something bad happened or they make mistakes. But Kamari and Hope are definitely our two leaders.
I don't mean to ignore you two. I'm going to ask both of you questions, but I got a couple more for Cannon here. What is it like playing for your mother?
It's really not as bad as I thought it would be. Nights like last night, those nights are hard because I go home with her.
Right.
But I like it, and she does a really good job of separating mom and coach. Mm-hmm. And most of the time, when we go home, she doesn't yell and scream at me or get mad at me, but she does a really good job of staying, having boundaries of that.
Let me ask Kate and Emily this. What is it like playing for her, and do you have to be careful to not say anything in front of Cannon you might say about your coach? I'm kind of about that.
No, I have no complaints. I don't hold anything from, if Cannon's standing around, I don't hold anything back. But I've never really said anything. I just like...
you all are so nice. That's the trouble. I mean, the good thing. It's a positive thing. You all are really nice. And sometimes I think you all are too nice on the floor. I mean, sometimes I think you all are just sweet young ladies, basically. We play somebody like Pal. You all get roughed around. You get trash talk the whole time. What's it like out on the floor when one particular girl we're thinking of, when I'm not saying the name, says kind of things to you all? Cannon, that's probably better.
Definitely in the PAL game, Lauren Hart. It was me and Lauren Hart mostly. We were just kind of trying to help each other and pull each other up and be just ignore it, play through it, and prove them wrong. Especially in the second PAL game, that was my mindset. Was I've got to prove them wrong, and I can't let that get to my head.
Well, I noticed, and you all remember this too, and I asked Lauren about this a couple weeks ago. I mean, she shot one, missed it. Gracie got the rebound, kicked it right back to her, and she shot it again, which is totally not Lauren. It's definitely not you. And she said it was basically the motivation of just the way they were telling you all that you don't guard them. They can't shoot. They can't do anything. Yeah. Is that kind of the same mindset you had?
Yeah. I'm not, one thing I definitely have to work on is being more confident and being more relaxed while playing. But that game, I wasn't as nervous or whatever because I did have that mindset of I just have to play my game because that's not who I am, what they are saying, that's not me. And so that was my mindset, was I just got to play with my team and play my role and not let it get to my head.
I'm going to ask you some questions here, just some questions, all three of you, I want you to answer. Kate, or let's start with Emily.
Oh, sorry.
What's your favorite restaurant to eat at?
Like Chick-fil-A, I would say that.
Cannon?
Probably Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
I would say I would say Chick-fil-A or like Aubrey's or something like Calhoun's, Olive Garden.
Okay, we'll start with Kate there. We'll start with Kate. I'll ask you, all three of you, what has been the worst part about the pandemic involving the basketball team?
I don't, I wasn't here last year, so I don't know what they used to do or what was normal.
Traveling was one thing, like Myrtle Beach last year, Greenville. And
Yeah, I don't know what they used to do last year, and I've just gone with the punches and kind of taken everything in stride, and I think we've just stayed, like, kept our intensity and kept trying our best and not letting it affect us too much.
Ladies, you want to add to that?
Traveling, definitely. We usually do a Christmas tournament and go somewhere and travel for that, and so that was disappointing that we couldn't do that. And also that stretch of time where we kept getting games rescheduled, like the Carnes game got rescheduled a lot of times, and it was really hard, like Kate said, to keep our intensity and keep ourselves motivated, and so that was hard.
I would say definitely about like traveling and then going to the tournament, and then like where we would like not be able to be around like certain people, and we had to keep ourselves from not being sick, so we wouldn't be able to like, so we get to playing games, and then like having all of our games rescheduled, which kind of sucked because we kind of wanted to keep playing and stuff like that. So
Emily Lindsay, if you won the lottery, what would be the first thing you'd buy?
probably my mom a new house. Just a new
nice.
house.
Cannon Green, what would be the first thing you would buy?
I would want to go on a trip, a really nice trip.
Kate LaFoon.
I would want to go either on a trip or just go shopping. Just go around shopping.
Are there any things that scare you?
I don't. I'm not scared of much. I mean, I'm like, I guess if you go really high, the heights sometimes, but I'm not scared of too much.
Cannon.
I'm a perfectionist, and so I really don't like meeting expectations or like not giving like what I'm expected to give.
Okay.
Definitely heights and roller coasters. Like, I'm terrified of that right there. Like,
What's your favorite sports team?
for like basketball,
Basketball, football, baseball, whatever.
probably the Golden State Warriors.
Okay. Cannon.
I don't really have one. I don't watch.
You don't watch sports?
No.
For the NBA, I like whoever's winning. To be honest, if they won, I like them. But I like Tennessee Vols, just boys basketball, girls basketball. So.
Cannon, your dad played for the Vols. Your mother played for Vanderbilt. Do you not even pay attention to them?
No. I mean, my dad pays attention to Tennessee a little bit, but especially my mom. Like, my mom doesn't keep up with that. I don't know.
I'm going to tell him. He just walked in the door there. What has been the best part, all three of you, what has been the best part about playing basketball at Oak Ridge High School?
Just having like to be coached by Coach Paige. Like, she's an amazing coach. Like, she's taught me great things, and just having to play with these, like, just anybody on the team, and just the family and being loved and the support of everybody on the team.
Good answer.
I just, like you said, I've been around both programs like my whole life, and so I've always thought so highly of the girls basketball program, especially when my mom started coaching, and so just like finally being a part of that, I just love that, and like I love the family, and I love being a part of our team.
Okay.
I would say just getting to know everyone and getting to play with them and understand what their mindset is for being here longer, and just just getting to know everyone.
Thinking about the games you played in this year, what individually was your favorite game to play in, and why?
I would say the Campbell County game, just because I got the N1 off of that one shot, and so I don't know, that just sticks out to me.
Okay.
My favorite was probably the second POW game that we played, just because that game always means a lot, but especially that because of what had happened in the first game, and like it was very competitive and very intense, and we all came together and we all played really well.
Okay.
I would say definitely the Cleveland game, because I got to start and got some nice rebounds, and I scored. So even though we lost, I still think our first half of the game was pretty decent. It was pretty good.
One more thing here, a couple more things here. Who on this team, player-wise, would make the best coach? I'm going to ask the middle girl a separate question, but Emily, go ahead.
I feel like Kamari would be a good coach, because she's always encouraging me to like shoot the ball when I have the chance to, and don't be afraid and stuff like that. I think Kamari would be a great coach.
Cannon? I mean, you come from a coaching family. Your mom, your dad, your grandfather, probably everybody else down the line in your family. Would you ever want to be a coach?
No.
You don't want to be a coach?
No, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I've been around it so much in my life, I just don't want the rest of my life to be like that.
Who would be the best coach on the team, though?
Probably Kamari.
Okay.
I feel like Hope would be a good coach, but if you put Hope and Kamari together, that would be the best two coaches.
I kind of asked you this is my final question. I kind of asked you this earlier, but what will it take your team at this stage to get to the state tournament? Each one of you.
I think for us to get to the state tournament, it needs to be everyone buying into the game, and everyone scoring and getting rebounds, and just working their hardest all 4 quarters, and even if like on the bench, just cheering on and being involved in the game. I think that could get us pretty far.
I think everybody buying in and all of us coming together and playing our roles that we need to play, and just supporting each other and encouraging each other and believing in ourselves and believing in everybody around us.
I would say it's like each individually buying into the team and showing a lot of effort into the game, and not giving up and not getting frustrated, and have that mindset that we can win this and we can do this.
Ladies, anything you'd like to say? Any shout-outs you'd like to make before we close it out with your segment? Well, we appreciate you all coming on the show, and good luck Friday against Fulton.
Thank you.
We appreciate them coming on the show. Once again, we're going to turn our attention on the boys' side. Coach Aaron Green is going to be joining us, along with one of the junior Wildcats. Lucas Searcy is going to join us here. We'll be back with them in a moment.
Everything we do is in search of more go. If it can withstand 0 degrees, can it go -20? If it can run through 5 inches of water per hour, can it go to 6? We go. So it goes. So you can go. It's hard to stop a train.
Fox Insurance Group is a local agency. We've got a great staff. We're knowledgeable. The most rewarding thing about working in insurance is taking care of customers. When they come in, a lot of times they don't know what coverages they need. They're relying on us to give them the right coverage that's going to fit their needs, but also at a competitive price. Anybody can go to any agent, or they can call any 1-800 number. But getting that right agent that's going to take care of them and be there in time of need, and that's what we're here to do.
We're always moving. Scratch that. We're always moving forward. But forward can sometimes look a little backwards. Or like circles. Or like nothing at all. But we never stop. We never stop. Because life never stops. it's hard to stop a train.
Life is made of moments. Moments to share. Moments that are special. And those that are everyday. How do we meet these moments for over 2 million people across 23 counties in East Tennessee? We will meet them not as just a group of hospitals, but as one community of care. Because this is about you, and it's about time. Covenant Health. For every moment.
Train extreme conditions testing. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable heating and cooling.
Welcome back to Off the Glass. Joining me as the head coach of the Wildcats. I'll get you in the screen a little bit more in the shot there is Coach Aaron Green. We both had the virus before, so we're good. We also are joined by a special guest, a junior member of the Wildcats, Lucas Searcy. He's over there all by his lonesome. Over there, we'll get a shot of him there. We'll flip it over there. There he is. There's Lucas. We'll talk to you here in a bit, Lucas. I'm going to talk to Coach a little bit about last several days. You've had 3 ball games since our last show that Jeremy was up here with me. But started Friday with Campbell County, and then Saturday you got a chance to play Catholic, and then last night Cleveland. Dylan, if you can go ahead and roll some of the highlights. We'll talk through them here. District ball game to close it out here, and I know we talked about this. One of the goals you had was obviously to win the district, and then another one was to go undefeated in the district, and that's what you accomplished in this game.
Yeah, it's senior night, so seniors, even though hopefully we've got several more home games, now that we've got the number 1 seed locked up, but senior night's always special, just from the standpoint you kind of get to reflect on those seniors and the careers they've had, and we've got a good group, obviously. So it was good to get a win, and like you said, finish out the district regular season undefeated, which wasn't necessarily a goal to go undefeated, but we're trying to win every game. It's always a goal to win our league, and and it's almost like it's not easy to do. I mean, it's just I don't know if people think sometimes we just roll it out there and we win the game, but. You're usually getting teams, best shot each and every night. You kind of got a target on your back, so these guys have persevered, and it was good to seal it against Campbell County. There were some highlights with Jeremy finishing. Campbell County coming to this game had won. There's Stewart on a 3, had won, I think, 6 or 7 in a row. I thought our pressure really bothered them. And we scored. I think it was 90. What did we score? 80 or 90 points. So we made some shots and had good balance. And I thought we played one of our better games, and for sure. So we got a lot of people in, and it was a good game all the way around. I think if I had to look back score, most of the guys we had on that dress scored, I believe. So it was just a good game against a hot team.
Lucas, let me ask you something here. This is Lucas Searcy's voice you're about to hear. As I look at the crowd back there, that was the first ball game that the fans had been allowed in since, I guess, way back in December. What was it like actually playing in front of people?
It's definitely a lot better than having a dead crowd, a lot more energy, a lot easier to play hard and play better for the crowd.
Yeah, Coach, just the whole, with the cheerleaders, you see the cheerleaders, there was the Campbell County cheerleaders, our cheerleaders were there too. It was a better environment. Yeah,
it was the first time. It's really odd to have people there. We've had cheerleaders there, and I heard some students, some of our students, kind of getting in the game and talking a little smack there at one point, which was just good to see kids be able to get there. Had a little bit of a student section, and cheerleaders are finally back, and to me that's part of high school sports, really. So it's good to have those people back in the gym.
There's Lucas, who will be speaking to him. He has been on fire shooting the 3, playing with a lot of confidence. Has really kind of come along for you this year. Started a little slow, I think. I'll ask him about that, but here lately he has been on fire.
Yeah, he's shot it well, and it's kind of like talking about what it takes to be successful. He works at it. He spends a lot of time in the gym. He's probably one of the hardest workers we got outside of our practices. That he's spent time shooting it, and when you do that, you're going to see more go in, and he's reaping the benefits of putting in some work and being able to shoot it. And we need that. I mean, he knows he's got the green light. He's smart. He understands what we're trying to do, and we want him to be able to shoot it and space the floor. More guys we got that make shots. It just gives you more balance offensively. So he's definitely a kid that's played well.
Okay, on Saturday, you went up against these guys, and it's a very formidable team that you went against in the Catholic Irish.
Yeah, it was it was a very, very talented, probably obviously the most talented team we've played this year, and could be, depending on how far you make it. I don't know if you could see a more talented team, depending on if you get to a state championship game or state semifinals, maybe even the Elite Eight. But in my opinion, one of the top 2 or 3 teams in any classification in our state. I mean, they got great size, they got athleticism, they got good guards, they can shoot it. So it was a good test for us. I thought, we had some spurts in the game where we played really well. There's Kel to pull up, but we got off to a really bad start. I think they had a lot to do with it. We spot them 10 to start the game, and it's hard to overcome that against a good team, and we did. We end up taking the lead and some point in the third quarter, and had some turnovers that led to some easy baskets for them, and it's just hard to overcome those mistakes against a really good team. There's Lucas on a shot fake pull up. But yeah, I mean, it's a good game for us to play. I felt like as a game, even after watching tape, that we should have won. We had our opportunities. But again, if you don't, it's kind of like I use football as an analogy. If you turn the football over a lot, it's going to be a hard time winning. And we turned it over. Well, we turned it over in the red zone, which led to points. And it's just hard to, most of our turnovers we had. Here's Millway on a good move. Most of the turnovers we had led to buckets, and I thought, the number 24, who's this kid right here on the screen, made 3 threes the second half, which he hadn't shot it that well in any of the games I'd watched. So I thought that was a key as well.
Yeah, I thought Jonathan played pretty well against their big 7-footer there. And these back-to-back threes right here, I mean, the momentum seemed to have shifted towards you guys. Because really the crowd was into it. Your guys were, Jameson hitting some threes on the outside there, but just couldn't maintain it.
Yeah, we did. I mean, we had I think that second three that Millway made, there's an advanced pass three by Lucas. I think that second three that we made put us up. And then again, like I said earlier, we just had too many costly mistakes. Turned it over. It's for them that I thought it's just hard to overcome that. I thought we did a decent job on the first shot defense, and but when you turn it over, it's hard to defend that.
Here's last night's ball game. This was against Cleveland. A little different kind of a ball game compared to the one we played, I think, on January the 16th down there. Just a 1-point win. I thought you played 3 quarters of really, really good basketball last night.
Yeah, we did. We, take away that really the third quarter is probably one of the better games we've played. I thought defensively we were locked in. We had great pressure. We were more fundamentally sound than we've been. We did a pretty good job of containing the ball and just playing team defense, which we've been focusing on the last couple of weeks. And Cleveland's a good team. We had to had a last second shot to beat them at their place, and this game we had good balance. We got it inside. We made some shots, and we were aggressive, and so it was definitely a good win. I mean, they're a team that obviously got us twice last year. They had I think they were one of the top teams in the state. I think they ended up 32-1 before everything got shut down. But we shared the ball. You'll see an extra pass here by Lucas. That's a great play to get a guy an extra pass for a better shot than he had. And that's we got unselfish guys, and I was starting to kind of get a feel for what we're playing together and kind of getting some chemistry there. I thought Stafford played his best overall game for sure. He was aggressive, made some shots, rebounded well, and there he is going to the basket in transition. Right here is to end the half, which is a big momentum swing there. Stewart Hustle got a 50-50 ball, and Lucas makes a shot there at the buzzer.
Nice shot there, Lucas.
Thank you.
Yeah, start the second half. Stewart there with a 3, and you can tell he's kind of feeling it. He was had a good game offensively and defensively. I thought again it was one of his better games. Here's Stewart for a 3, and Kel didn't have a ton of points, but I thought he played well. He handle the ball against their pressure. Here's an example of that. Getting Millway a dunk, not really worrying about how many points or anything that we're scoring. There's Lucas on a shot fake drive, and notice just watching tape, we did a lot better job rebounding offensively than we have the last couple of weeks, which is something we've emphasized. There's Lucas on a driving score. So this kid was a good move there. Here's Stafford on one of his dunks. And he had one shortly after that, but yeah, we let 11, kind of get going there in the second half, but again, got it inside the Millway, and just overall, I thought it was one of our better games for sure.
When we were down in Cleveland, 11 didn't get free much at all. He didn't really.
Yeah.
It was McGowan, the guy, the long-haired kid there, who I think his mother, there's a nice dunk by Stafford. His mother was Amy Guerin, who played
with Paige.
Yeah, down in Bradley, which
yeah, she could really play. She went to Clemson and actually won the college three-point contest at the Final Four when she was a senior. She could really shoot it. So, the 23 McGowan you're referring to, he really hurt us the first game. We got him in some foul trouble this game, which was key to one of our victories.
And so you won the ball game. You won 2 of those 3. Not bad. Obviously you get your district game, and then you played defending state champions, and you played a team that was qualified for the state tournament. So it was not a bad week, but it's not over. You got Fulton coming up on Friday, and Fulton obviously is Fulton. I mean, every year, year in and year out, Jody Wright has a good team, and that's your next assignment.
Yeah, no doubt. They've got a young but talented team this year. And they've still, I think they've won 16, 17 games, only lost 5 or 6. So I mean, they'll be ready to go. And Coach Wright's one of the better coaches in anywhere around in the state, and he'll have them ready to go. They'll defend, they'll play hard. They'll make it tough on us, and they've, like I said, they're only probably one of the only weaknesses is that they are young, but they are talented. So they'll be ready to play us, and like most nights, and we've had some barn burners over there at Fulton. T. Higgins made the 3 to win it that one year, and I think 2 years ago went over there and just got beat pretty good after we'd won a bunch in a row and went over there and that. So we beat them a few times pretty good at our place. So it's
not like that 50-point beat down though.
Yeah, that was. And they went on to win the state championship that year in AA. That's kind of crazy, but it'll be a good challenge. We play them every year, last game of the year, and. They're athletic, they're quick, they'll guard you, they're tough, and it'll be a good game for us.
Let's turn our attention over here to this young man over here, a junior member of the Wildcats, Lucas Searcy. Your role has changed a great deal this year. Last year you were kind of a role guy, 6, 7, 8 guy off the bench. This year you've been a starter, and you've come off the bench as well. Talk about the difference in your ball game from last year to this year as a player.
Last year, I just got back from a terrible injury. That surgery, I think, set me back really early. I felt really slow last year. I'm not the fastest this year, but I felt a lot faster, and I don't know, just more ready to play this year.
Well, let's talk about the team as a whole. You've had a very, very successful year, 21-4. You had the little hiccup there at Alcoa, a couple of games. I know you missed one of those, maybe 2 of those. And so you weren't involved in some of that, so you don't have to take the blame for those games. Neither do you, Coach. You weren't there as well. But talk about the season as a whole, from start to finish. How have you improved as a team?
I think as a team, it's been a good year, especially here lately. I know we lost to Catholic, could have had a better game. I think we played pretty well. Cleveland game was definitely our best game. We played together, played really good defense. So I think we're coming along. We should be 100% ready to go for the postseason. I think it's been a good year.
Talk about the chemistry on the team. I know the seniors they've been playing forever, and you've been a part of them, watching them. But what is the chemistry like on the team?
Chemistry is great. We've been together for 3 years. Or I've been together 3 years. They've been together for forever. So it's been good. I think the chemistry is great right now. Coach,
address the chemistry on this team.
Yeah, it's good. We've got a good group of kids. They're fun to be around off the court, and they've they've responded to some adversity. We had some adversity over Christmas. They've responded to that and played well. And we got winners. They compete. They want to win. They're very, very unselfish. And so when you have those components and you got some talent, usually you can have some success. And Lucas is one of those. He's they're fun to coach, easy to coach, and I'm not the easiest on them. I'm hard on them, and I think if you ask most of them, they want to be coached. Honestly. So, but been a fun group. This is some years you have maybe a senior